We are live. Yay. Oh, my microphone is nowhere near me. Hello, everyone. I'm just making sure that I'm heard. I'm sure like this is just gonna go on my channel. I probably won't have any live visitors or viewers, but that's okay. That's okay because we do it for the vibes. Okay. We do it for the vibes, not for the views, not for the, I don't know, whatever. We do it for the vibes. Okay. Let's get into it because I'm super excited. I know I have not been on camera in a long time. So I wanted to do this live because one, I haven't been on camera. And two, I have not been recording my journaling sessions the last, gosh, over a week now, a couple of weeks. It's just been for me. But I have been journaling every day. And three, because I kind of miss this. I miss this. I wanted to do it live because honestly, I just didn't want to deal with editing. So that's one thing. The second thing is I just thought it would be it's just too much. It's too much to put into one video. I feel like you just need to feel my I have cat hair on my lip my vibes live. Okay. So we're just gonna go with it. Okay. All right, let's get into this because this is super magical. Anyway, so first of all, welcome back to Come Sit in Gratitude with me. I'm so happy you're here, whether you're watching live, if anybody catches me live, awesome, or you're watching the replay on the channel. Either way, thank you for being here. I am so excited to share this with you all because it's been the most magical cat hair. Most magical week for my manifestations, just in general, but for my manifestations. Alex, we'll get into it, obviously. That's why we're all here, right? But oh my gosh, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So I just wanted to sit down and unpack all of it. I posted a community post. I don't know what you call that on YouTube. Is it just a post? I made a text post, an image post, a picture post on the channel last week when my first manifestation came through. And yeah, I wanted to make a video then, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just keep going and see what else comes through. So now we have three major ones that I want to share with you today. I hope the sound is okay. Let me just, all right. I'm watching myself. So I'm just making sure the sound is good coming through. Okay, we're good. We're good. But yeah, okay. So let's start with the first manifestation. Um, so first, I'm going to take you through exactly what I did. That one happened in 3 days. Of course, my camera keeps going off, security cam. So let's snooze that for the next, I don't know, 2 hours. Um, so first one was oh my God, I can't I don't know where to start. Okay, so the manifestation was, my cleaning lady was coming was it last Friday? Was coming on Friday, right? I don't even know when the heck I started affirming. When was it? Okay, hold on. Hold on. We're just gonna I know it happened in 3 days. Okay. So I know it happened in 3 days. And ah, okay, so she came on the 26th. So that means being able, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay. All right. So I received the check on the 20th. And I started affirming. Oh my God. It didn't even take 3 days. Holy smokes, I think it was 2 days. I started affirming on the 18th, right? So my cleaning lady was coming on the 26th. Now, to start over, if you've been watching me, if you've been following my journey at all, you'll know that I quit my job recently. It's been 3 months now. I quit my job in April to be all in on my business, on my Gratitude is Yummy journal business. Um, just sharing the practice, sharing the method, and the life changing process of this Gratitude is Yummy method. And my main medium for sharing it has been this channel, which has had a slower growth than some might say is normal. So you would think that would discourage me, but and it did for if you've been following my journey, you know that I do have my moments. But no, I'm still here, and I'm choosing to have faith instead of making decisions out of fear. So I have recently run out of my savings. So right now I am running on faith and um manifestations. Okay. All right. Now that you're all caught up, let's get back to this story. So on the 20, on the 18th of June, I needed money to pay my cleaning lady. Okay. Because I had run out of money, and my cleaning lady was coming on June 26th. This was scheduled 3 weeks prior. I didn't want to screw her because I know that like she also depends on this income. So since this was already scheduled, I wanted to make sure that I honored that um, appointment and that she didn't lose out on the income for her. So I decided to keep the appointment, and frankly, I didn't want to cancel. I decided to keep the appointment, but just manifest a way to pay her. So I started doing I started after my daily gratitude is yummy practice, I started robotically affirming that I am so rich, I never have to work again, and I receive random checks in the mail. And I have, all my bills are paid. I have enough money to afford anything I want. I think the affirmation was exactly, and guys, I forget, and I'll tell you why. Because even the last one that just happened that prompted this video, I was trying to remember the affirmations the exact words I was saying, and I couldn't even think of it. But anyway, so the exact affirmation I used was, oh darn, okay. Go back to my channel. And I have to go to posts because I know I post. Yes, there it is. Okay. So I affirmed, I am rich. I am so rich. I never have to work again. All my bills are paid with ease. I receive random checks in the mail. Okay. So, and I affirmed for the 18th, the 19th, and on the 20th of June, I received, I received, you know what? I journaled about receiving it on the 20th of June. So that means, oh my God, it wasn't 3 days. It was 1 day. I didn't even, are you kidding me? Okay, so I started affirming on the 18th. I must have received the check on the 19th because I journaled about receiving it on the 20th, on the morning of the 20th. I received the check in 1 day. I received a check for $215. My cleaning lady, I pay her $175 to clean my house. Okay. I received a check for $215, and that covered her fee. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. So that was the first one. Couldn't believe it. I don't know why I was thinking it took 3 days. I don't know why I was thinking it took 3 days, but it was 1 day. It was one freaking day. Okay. 1 day. You heard it here live. I'm now like, I didn't plan this to go live today. I did not write down notes. I didn't like plan out how in what order I was going to go through things. So just my mind is all over the place. So just bear with me, please. So okay, getting back to the story. So now we know it took 1 day for my cleaning lady to be paid. I couldn't believe I can't I literally can't believe it was 1 day. It took 1 day. Okay. Okay. Okay, it took 1 day. So that took 1 day. That was the 20th. I kept affirming, right? Because again, the affirmation is, I am so rich. I never have to work again. All my bills are paid, all that, right? And then so I received that check, and the check was, oh, let's finish that story. So the check was for a what is it? What are those lawsuit, like a lawsuit. It was for a lawsuit. What are those called? Why can't I remember that when like there's a massive lawsuit, a public lawsuit? What is it called? Ugh, I can't believe like I have no words for anything. Like a yeah, like a settlement. A class action lawsuit. Oh my god. There was a class action lawsuit. I don't even remember the company because it didn't matter to me. I just received the check and I couldn't believe it, and I was like, "Ugh," I couldn't believe it, but then I was like, "Ugh, oh my god. Of course. Of course." I don't know why my mic is down here. Of course. Of course. Of course. And there it was. There it freaking was. There it was. And I was like, at first, what my jaw's on the floor. And once it just kicked in that, all right, this is really happening, that this is really working, I was like, oh yeah, of course, this is how it's gonna work. This is how it's gonna go. This is how it's gonna keep going. So that was the first thing. The second manifestation that came through was after my cleaning lady was covered, my next hurdle was paying rent. So, was I gonna save the $215 towards rent? No, because my cleaning lady was first. She was gonna be here on the 26th, and it's now the 20th. So I put that check in my savings for her because I didn't want like any automatic debits to eat it up. So I put it in my savings um, so that I could sell her after she cleaned my house on the 26th. So yeah, that happened. And then I kept affirming, I kept affirming, this is why I thought it took 3 days, because then this one took 3 days. I kept affirming those exact affirmations, and it is, "I am so rich, I never have to work again, all my bills are paid with ease, I receive random checks in the mail." I kept affirming, and I wasn't counting how many times I was doing this a day. I just would affirm whenever I was doing anything mundane, cooking, brushing my teeth, tidying up, taking a shower, cleaning, doing I've done a lot of laundry. So while I was doing laundry, that's what I was doing. Um I purged my closet, like my son's closet, my closet, things I don't need around the house that need to go. Like I did a tiny spring cleaning. I was affirming, affirming, affirming pretty much all day because what else am I going to do? I'm not working. So this is kind of, I affirm like it's my job now. Okay. So I'm affirming all day, and wouldn't you? And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to pay rent. Oh my God, I don't think I told you guys. I don't think I updated you on what happened when I tried to go back to Uber. So, if you've been following my channel for a while, I have been thinking of Uber as a way to fall back to for immediate income if it came to that. If there was a reason that, I don't know, I didn't have money and I was super, super broke, I would just start Ubering again. My license is good. My Uber, position is still secure. However, my car, my Nissan that I've been talking about for the last few weeks, my Nissan was in such bad shape that after doing 2 rides, I think I told you guys this on the last video that I was actually on camera for. The last journal with me session that I was on camera for, I think I talked about this where the universe was literally like, "You need to take your ass home. Like, you're not doing this Uber." And it was very, very clear. And then I was given 3 days to kind of, or 4 days or 5 days to kind of figure out if I should be going back to Uber. I think I did tell you that I had this, connection to my higher self, my future self, who was telling me like, "Jules, you're good. Stop panicking. Don't make decisions out of panic. You're good. We got this." So I took the 5 days, and when Monday came, guess what I did? I was like, "All right." What happened was I I was gonna go back to Uber, however, and I was gonna get a new car. I was gonna go buy a car. However, it wasn't out of panic. After spending those 5 days just completely being immersed in all the possibilities and everything, in the energy of that connection and knowing how supported I was, and through my journaling practice, I did not feel urgency. I didn't feel like I had to go out and Uber. I didn't feel like it was out of fear or desperation. It was more like, this is just temporary. Yeah, we're gonna Uber for now. And that's just, this is not gonna be how it ends for us. This is this is just temporary. This is what we gotta do for now. And while I'm Ubering, I'm gonna be in this ooey gooey frequency. So it doesn't the bottom line was, it didn't matter what I was doing in the moment, because it's just like, this is not my reality. And this is not it. So it doesn't matter what I have to do to pay my bills. We're just gonna get it done. So that was the energy I was going from. So I get in my car and I go, I take the Nissan to a dealership. I got a pre-approval and I'm like, all right, let's go find a new Nissan and trade this one in and get a new car. So I get to the dealership. They have it was like a 2024. It was perfect. I'm like, great, let's do it. Took a test drive. It felt good. I was like, oh, great. I'll go with it. I start filling out the application. And when it came to proof of income, when I did the pre-approval, I put Uber income. Okay. I don't have Uber income yet, but when I start driving Uber, I make exactly what I was making at my marketing job. So I put that down because if I drive full time, I'm making that money. So I put it down, and the guy comes, the finance guy at the Nissan dealership comes in, and he was like, "Yeah, so Capital One is not going to accept Uber income. A lot of financing banks do not accept rideshare income as verifiable income to loan you, to give you a car note." I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I literally need the car so I could make money." And they were like, "Yeah, no, they don't accept it." So everything went down the tubes. It all fell apart right there. I wasn't even embarrassed, honestly. I was just like, "Well, guess it wasn't meant to be." Like, my energy was just like, "Well, all right. The universe has spoken. The universe has spoken. It's just, this is not what I'm meant to do." So I brought my ass back home and I was just like, do, 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 whatever. That's when I started affirming for money to pay my cleaning lady. And then after that, I started focusing on like, oh my God, how am I going to pay rent? My rent was due it was the 26th or the 20th. So my rent was coming up and I'm like, okay, so if I can't Uber, I mean, I could still use the Nissan and just like go until it breaks down, or could do that. And if honestly, if it came down to it, I probably would. But it was very clear what the universe was telling me had to happen. And it was that I was not going to Uber. So I came back home. That's when I started like, all right, start affirming. After our practice every day, I sat in concentrated affirming for 20 minutes every single day after my practice. And after I received the first check from my cleaning lady, which was the 20th or the 19th, I want to say 2 days later, I got a surprise deposit for $1,600 in my bank account. And when I tell you where it came from, you're going to be like, what the, because I was like, what is happening? How did I not know this? What? So I'm sitting there, not even thinking or um I didn't even know where the money was gonna come from, but I'm still robotically affirming every day after my practice, all day, whenever I could. And I wake up. I forget exactly what day it was, but it was very, very close. I think it was exactly 3 days from when I started robotically affirming, period. I should have written these dates down. Um, Maybe I'll start doing that. Actually, well, the whole point is that I document it in my journal, but I just don't want to sit here on live flipping through because I didn't really plan this very well, right? I did not. I'm just going to see if I can find it real quick by skimming, even though there's no way I did not write it down. Grr. Maybe it's an evening. It's in an evening reflection. I'm so grateful. Yep, that's the money to pay my cleaning lady. I did not write about the surprise deposit. Juliet. See, this is the kind of stuff I don't want to have to do on live because I could have edited this out if I was recording, but okay. I can't find it. I know it's in here, but because I'm like I feel like I'm under pressure to find it, it's not gonna pop up. So yeah, I want to say it was a couple of days after the $215 check. I logged in my bank account and there was a surprise deposit of $1,600 in my bank account. So I go to look where it's from, and it is from child support back pay that I wasn't even aware there was back pay. And I was like, my rent is covered. My rent is 1950 and I had like 300 and something dollars in this random investment account. So I just sold that off and moved that into my savings account and now my rent is covered. My rent is covered. I still haven't paid it yet because I'm just like, whenever an emergency pops up, it's July 6th. I will pay it either tomorrow or the next day. But that was the second big manifestation. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, it's working. Oh my God, it's working. 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 And I was like, okay, okay. All right. We're going to do something else. And what I did was this past weekend, I wanted to put robotic affirmation with the GIY practice to an ultimate test before I came on and shared these stories, before I came on and shared that these two things together which is really the GIY method. You start with gratitude, you do your manifestation script, and your to feel activation is your robotic affirmation. It's what you plan to repeat throughout the entire day, all day, right? So I'm like, I'm going to put this to the test for a specific manifestation, something that I'm not manifesting for, something that's not on my radar, something that has nothing to do with anything I've ever asked for before. Okay. So this past weekend, and it was early Saturday morning, uh, a friend of mine in the city, in New York City, oh my God, I can't talk. I'm so excited. I can't even talk. Invited my kids and I to come watch the Macy's 4th of July America 250 fireworks that they were putting on downtown Manhattan. And he has a place in Tribeca. So we were driving all the way down to the city. And because we were leaving Saturday morning, we stayed overnight so that we didn't have to drive back in the craziness. But um so we drove down Saturday morning. The plan was to leave at 4:30 in the morning so that we don't sit in any traffic. It's a crazy holiday, and if you've driven to New York City, you know how insane it gets. Okay, and on top of that, they were putting the fireworks over on the East River, so the entire FDR was going to be closed down. So I knew that West Side Highway was going to be insane. Okay, so the plan was to leave at 4:30 in the morning. That way, we avoid all the traffic, all the commotion, all the craziness, and we can just zip through the city and not have to worry about it. From where we live, it takes about 2 hours and 45 minutes to get to downtown Manhattan. So we're going to leave at 4:30 so that we can get there before 7 and not have to or by just after 7, not have to be in the middle of craziness because there were people coming from literally from all over the world to watch these fireworks. So 4:30 was the plan. Well, guess what? Your girl slept in. Yeah, I slept in. I slept in. I overslept and I woke up at 8 or 9. 8 between 8:30 and 9 o'clock is when I woke up. Yeah, I woke up really late. Really, really late. And as a matter of fact, I was like, "Ugh, we can't go now." Am I freezing up? I saw it get a little sticky. I was like, "We can't go now. Oh my God, we can't go." And a part of me was like, I don't want to be sitting in traffic. And if it takes us freaking 4 hours to get there, I'm going to be so mad. And it's just not going to be a good time. So At first, I decided we were just gonna stay home and not go. But then I was like, hold on. This is an opportunity to use an affirmation that I've never used before, that I've never even thought about before, that's never been on my radar, that I've never manifested before. Nothing like nothing, 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 nothing. Actually, no, I have manifested like a smooth something like that. I'll tell you that story in a little bit as well. Um, Different story, but I'll bring it back to that because saying that I've never done something like that is not entirely true. But anyway, so not on my radar. I decided to affirm that we were going to have a smooth, easy, traffic free ride to the city. Okay. So from the moment we left, I told my kids to do it too, but I'm sure they didn't. From the moment we left here around 10 a.m. Actually, we left literally, I want to say we left at either 10 o'clock on the dot or like 10:02 or something like that. But it was basically at the 10 o'clock hour. We left at 10 in the morning. Okay. And I started affirming the moment we got on the road. I started affirming from 10 a.m. all the way till we got to the city. And these were my affirmations. I affirmed we are having a smooth and oh, I think I said we have a smooth and easy trip to New York City. We left at the perfect time. There is zero traffic. My kids and I are having the best night in the city. We are having so much fun, and my kids are so happy. And I kept that in a loop the entire drive down. Okay. The entire drive down. So when I put the address in to my friend's place, it gave us an ETA of ETA. What did I just say? ETA of 2 hours and 42 minutes. Exactly. 2 hours and 42 minutes. That's what Apple Maps said. Okay. We started driving and all the way through Connecticut, no traffic. I'm like, all right, well, traffic usually starts in New York. So we get to New York, no traffic. I'm like, okay, well, it usually starts when we get to like lower, lower in the Bronx. So, okay, still no traffic. And I'm like, oh my God, eh, even though I was affirming, a part of me was still kind of like, well, the traffic usually comes at this point. And then when it doesn't come, like, well, the traffic is usually worse at this point. Like, it's not that I was expecting it, but my brain was still like, it could still come. Like my brain was still like, these are the places where it's usually that bad. Okay. So even though I was affirming and I did not stop for 1 second, I kept affirming from the moment we left to the moment we got there. Even after we got there, and when I tell you, not only was there zero traffic, we got there 20 minutes earlier than Apple, actually more than 20 minutes earlier than Apple Maps estimated. There wasn't 1 minute of traffic. Obviously, aside from like when you're on the Henry Hudson and you get to downtown, there are traffic lights, but that doesn't count as traffic. Aside from traffic lights that we had to stop at, there was zero traffic, not even 30 seconds of congestion anywhere at all. We got there at 12:17 p.m. We left at 10, maybe 10:02, and got there at so that's an hour, 2 hours and 15 minutes. 2 hours and 15. I have never gotten to the city that fast before. And I wasn't driving particularly crazy. I was driving so normal. I call myself a Miss Daisy driver because I'm such like a cautious driver. And so like there was no traffic. 0. 0. Not in the Bronx, not in Harlem, not on the nothing on the West Side Highway. Just nothing, 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 nothing. It was more than smooth. It was almost like we just flew. We flew down. Just glided down, and I couldn't believe and when I got there, my friend was like, "How's the drive? I expect you guys I didn't know you'd make such great timing." I was like, "Me neither." Our ride was literally smooth and easy, just like I was affirming. That's what I said to him. Like, our ride was so smooth and so easy. We had literally the things I was affirming is how I answered the question, "How was your drive?" I was like, the ride was smooth. It was easy. There was zero traffic. Literally, those were the affirmations. And I was just like, I was blown away. I was completely blown away. And I could not believe how quickly that worked. So that's what, a manifestation in 2 hours and 15 minutes? Okay? So those are the big 3 that I wanted to share with you in this video, in this live, because it was incredible for me to experience, but the fact that I actually did it as an experiment and wanted it to be kind of this, what's the word? Uh, proofing scientific experiment was incredible. And so, yeah, I want to share that because how freaking magical. How freaking magical. I wake up, I do my gratitude yummy practice, and I robotically affirm my to feel activation. And it comes true. It just happens. It just happens. It just happens. Okay, so those are the the big 3 magical stories within a week. All within a week. That's what's so magical about it. All within a week. I am having the most magical week. Okay? All because I am taking this practice not only so seriously, but I am carrying it through. I am choosing that as my state throughout the entire day. It's insane. It's insane. It's amazing. It's magical. But going back to my other traffic story that I want to share because that was also so magical. Oh my God. So, one of my friends were getting married, and the wedding was about an hour and 15 minutes from where I live. And I was late. Okay. I was late. It was a work day and I tried to leave early and I was really, really late. And so this was probably the second wedding I've ever been to, maybe third, and without like staying there. So it was the first wedding I had to get to within driving distance, get ready here and then go there. And it took me a while to get ready, to finish up work, like rushing and trying to get everything together, and then to drive an hour and 15 there. The wedding started at 3, I want to say, and the drive was an hour and 15 minutes. I left exactly at 2:06. So I left a little bit late. Okay? My ETA was 3:23 with traffic according to when, and I remember this because I couldn't believe it worked. Just like what happened this past weekend when this was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, a year and a half ago. I couldn't believe it worked so quickly. So, I got in my car. I did my gratitude ceremony practice that morning. I got in my car and I started affirming that it was I am always on time. I kept saying like I'm not going to miss this wedding because I didn't know, like I said, it was like the third wedding I've ever been to. I didn't know that the whatever time they put on the wedding invitation is not the actual time of the wedding. In my mind, I literally thought she was walking down the aisle at 3 o'clock. That's what I thought. I thought she was walking down the aisle at 3 o'clock. She didn't walk till like 3:45, 4 o'clock or something like that. But I thought she was walking down the aisle at 3. So in my mind, I am not only am I so late, but I'm gonna ruin her wedding. Like I'm gonna ruin her wedding and walk in after she's walking down the aisle. And so I got in my car and I was like, I am never late. I am always on time. I never miss a thing. I am always on time. I never miss a thing. I'm never late. I'm never late. I'm never late. I'm always on time. I affirmed in the entire drive down. And wouldn't you know it, not only was I on time, but as I was driving, actually, there was traffic. This is why I knew magic was happening because there was traffic during that time. I didn't affirm that there wasn't any traffic. This going down to the city this past weekend, I affirmed there was no traffic. But that time, a year and a half ago, I never affirmed no traffic. I just affirmed that I'm always on time. I am never late. I never miss a thing. And I'm not going to miss this wedding. Like I affirmed that I basically am on time rather than there's no traffic. Okay. So as I'm driving down, I gradually see this happened while I was sitting in traffic. I saw the time decrease from my arrival time went from arriving at 3:24 or 3:20. It went from 3:24 to 3:22 to 3:18 to 3:16. It kept going down and down and down. I got to this place at 3:08 PM. And I just could not believe it. I got there like, and thank God, obviously, when I got there, I'm like, oh, okay. So there's like a grace period where they allow people to, I was like, duh, Jules. They're going to put the time the wedding actually starts. But I didn't know any better. I haven't been to a lot of weddings. So that was one of the few ones I've been to. So it was just so foreign to me. Didn't under, never planned a wedding, never been a part of planning a wedding. So I didn't know. And I was like, "Oh my god, thank." I was so relieved, but at the same time, I was like, "Oh my god." I was only 8 minutes late or something like that, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was in awe that that happened. So, that was one of my fast, robotic affirming gratitude is yummy manifestation moments. Another one, I'm just telling stories now. I wanted to tell the big 3 that happened this week, but now I'm thinking of all the some other ones. Another one where I manifested $10,000. It wasn't a $10,000 cash, it was $10,000 debt to be cleared, and that happened within an hour and a half. I started affirming when I woke up. I did my gratitude yummy practice. This is when I had the, I wanna say it was in no, it was on the tablet. It was on my iPad when I was doing the digital version. And I affirmed and I wrote down that all my debt was cleared, and I affirmed, "All my debt is clear, my debt is clear, this debt is clear, this debt is clear." I had this was actually a creditor or a a debt collector who was suing me, and I had a court hearing that morning of their lawsuit. So wouldn't you know it, I am affirming, affirming, affirming that the hearing was at 9 AM and it was virtual. So I'm walking around my house, just clearing things up, and I'm affirming, 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 affirming. I go sit down for the hearing, and guess what? They didn't show up. Their lawyer, the creditor, their lawyer didn't show up, and the judge threw out the case. And I was like, oh my God. So those are kind of like the other ones that are coming to mind that have manifested super, super quickly. There was a time I also manifested $13,000 within an hour, but I did not use robotic affirmations for that one. I literally just wrote it down. I scripted it in my GIY journal. But isn't it insane? Isn't this insane? That's literally all I wanted to come on and share with you guys. That's it. That's it. This is it. I know this has been like a weird rambling session. Um, but yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, it's crazy. I have to change the no, actually the title's perfect. It manifested in under 3 hours. That was the fastest one this past weekend. And I'm so excited. So now I am thinking about doing a GIY and robotic affirmation challenge where I'm going to affirm 50,000 times a day. No, not a day. Not a day. Okay, a day that's a little much. Honestly, I don't like the idea of counting, but I just wanna I wanna keep experimenting. I wanna keep experimenting. Like, if I had to guess how many times I affirmed on my ride to the city, I would probably say maybe 5,000 times in the 2.5 hour, not even 2 hours and 15-minute time period. So yeah, maybe 5K a day for a few days or something. I wanna do some challenge. I wanna keep experimenting. I'll go watch some videos and do some research on how other people have done, like, affirmation challenges, and remember, I don't just do affirmations by themselves. I live on the gratitude frequency because of my gratitude is yummy journal. So, and my I'm almost done with this journal, guys. Oh my god. We have like, I don't know, maybe a month left in this one. Then we get to crack open a new one. Oh, I love opening a new journal. But yeah, because of this frequency, I just feel like when I use when I do when I'm doing this, it's so much more. what's the word, faster because I don't have a self-concept problem, and I think for a lot of people who use robotic affirmations, they have to work on that self-concept first, but because I literally activate and I've been doing it for years now, there's like this, my baseline frequency is, I don't know, it's more balanced, it's on gratitude, so it's a different energy that I'm coming from because of this practice. So that's why I feel like, not I feel like, that's why I know that it's just so important to not, you know, skip the gratitude part of this method. Do your gratitude is yummy method. Start with your three gratitudes. Always, always, always include a reason why for each one. Script it first and then repeat it. Okay. And then keep the affirmation on repeat all day, all day. So that's what I plan to do. Maybe I'll go live and we'll do like a an affirming session together. If anyone's interested, let me know. We can plan a date and time that works, and maybe we can affirm together. We can start with our practice and then go into affirming. This is just an idea that I have right now, but I would love to hear you guys' input if you'd like me to do a challenge together, if you'd like to challenge together, or if you just want me to come on live and record myself and you see how I do it. Um, I do it in my mind. I start by writing it down in my manifestation script section after my gratitudes first, and then I just keep it on repeat in my mind. No matter what I'm doing, it's on repeat in my mind. So that's basically the gist of it. That's just what I do. Um, if you wanted to know exactly how I did it, that's it. But if you want to see exactly how I do it, I'm happy to come on live one day and just like affirm all day on live with you guys. So let me know in the comments, anyone who watches this replay, if that's something that you'd be interested in. I'd be happy to do it because this is so fun. It's so fun. And it feels so amazing when it just clicks and it just works. So I've been on for almost 45 minutes now. I'm going to hop off. This has been amazing to share. I love doing this live, so maybe um I'll keep coming on live every now and then. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this magical? Let me know what you guys think. And if anybody's interested in me doing a live affirmation saturation session together or just watching me do it or whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm so down. All right. I am going to hop off now. So thank you for watching if you did. Thank you for joining me if you did. I know I had a viewer for a little bit. Um, so whoever you were that was here, thank you for being here. Thank you for even 1 minute with me here. You know, I always appreciate any time you guys spend even 1 minute with me. So thank you for listening to me ramble on. I promise to end it here. I love you all so much. Thanks for being here. And I will see you next time. Ciao.